My name is Sister Christina, and I am a nun of Mount St. Mary's Abbey, a Trappistine monastery in Wrentham, Massachusetts. I am a somewhat unlikely candidate for religious life. I grew up as an only child in Wisconsin, with virtually no religious upbringing or formation. My parents had both been raised Catholic, but they left the church in their early 20s. They are opposed to organized religion in general and to the Catholic Church in particular, and they did not wish to raise me in any particular faith. But I always experienced a deep hunger for God, even as a child, even without knowing the word God or what it meant. My longing for a world beyond what I could see or touch grew into a spiritual quest that deepened when I attended Mass for the first time at age 19. Being present at the Mass, even though I didn't know what it meant, felt like coming home. I was baptized into the Catholic Church 2 years later. Almost immediately, I began discerning a vocation to religious life. I had been so hungry for God for so long that when I finally found Him, I wanted to give Him everything. I was aware of the Trappists as a contemplative and somewhat austere order, and although I was drawn to contemplative life, I assumed that Trappist life would be too hard for me. But when I finally tried it, it turned out to be what God had in mind for me all along. Our life is a life of prayer and a hidden life of self-gift. We pray the divine office together 7 times a day for the Church and for the whole world, beginning at 3:30 in the morning with the Office of Vigils and finishing around 7 in the evening with Compline. Our life is marked by a silence that allows each sister to be present and alone with God in the depths of her heart, even while in community. There is so much work to be done in the world, and I'm so grateful for all the sisters who are doing that work in active ministry. But I believe that some things can only be changed through prayer. My own journey is hard to explain on a purely human level, and I sometimes wonder if I am where I am today because of the hidden prayer and sacrifice of some contemplative sister whom I do not know. I hope in turn that my life can become a place of prayer for the world, for all those who are in need. To be called to this life has been the greatest privilege of my life and the greatest joy.